Good morning. My name is Brian Schefter. It's my pleasure to serve as Deputy Chief of Staff to Howard County Executive Calvin Ball here in beautiful Howard County. I'd like to welcome you to the site of the Ellicott City Extended North Tunnel project, and we will be hearing some updates on our safe and sound progress from our County Executive. Without further ado, I'd like you to welcome County Executive Dr. Calvin Ball.
Thank you so much, Brian. Good morning, and thank you all for joining us here in Ellicott City. When I became your county executive in December of 2018, our historic town was still reeling from the recent effects of the devastating floods of 2011, 2016, and 2018. Three major flood events during the span of 7 years are a crisis that we could not and must not ignore. We knew that bold, decisive, and immediate action was needed to set a course for a stronger, more resilient future for our residents, businesses, and visitors. During our first 30 days in office, we launched Ellicott City Safe and Sound, an aggressive and comprehensive plan to mitigate future flood risks and improve safety for all. This plan includes 5 massive stormwater retention ponds, 2 stormwater conveyance projects, and a host of programmatic and life safety improvements. By working together, we have made remarkable advancements toward not only preserving this incredible town, but making Ellicott City a model of climate resilience. Today, I'm thrilled to share an update on our monumental progress. When I took office, Ellicott City lacked systems to alert people of flash flooding and clearly marked routes to safety. We immediately went to work addressing these challenges, and today we have both an outdoor tone alert system and high ground access signage to direct people in flood-prone areas to safe paths uphill and away from water. Debris like branches and trash contribute to flooding when they disrupt the natural flow of our waterways. Before we took office, Howard County did not have a systemic approach to managing stream debris. In 2019, we implemented a partnership with Howard EcoWorks and our Department of Public Works, and effective triggers for stream clearing following intense rain and high wind events are now in place. To date, we have cleared more than 91,000 pounds of materials from our waterways, ensuring a more efficient flow of stormwater in future downpours. Now, our retention ponds are key infrastructure projects that help better manage stormwater during weather events. These ponds are designed to gather and control the release of rainwater and runoff during intense storms. In 2022, we completed the H7 pond located at the interchange of routes 29 and 40. In 2023, we cut the ribbon on Quaker Mill Pond, located down the street at the intersection of Rogers Avenue and Patapsco River Road. Together, these ponds have the capacity to hold 7.5 million gallons of water during a storm. Last summer, we joined many partners to break ground on our third pond project under EC Safe and Sound, the H4 pond. Located on Frederick Road, just west of Route 29, it will be our largest stormwater retention project to date once completed. This pond will have the capacity to hold 5.5 million gallons during a storm. Construction of this vital project is proceeding on schedule, and I'm pleased to announce that it will be fully operational this fall. Combined with H7 and Quaker Mill, all 3 retention ponds will have the capacity to hold approximately 13 million gallons of water during a weather event, and this is the equivalent of a football field filled 30 feet deep with water. Now, progress on the final 2 of 5 retention ponds in this plan are also moving forward. In September, preliminary design of the T1 retention pond began. Located just west of historic Ellicott City, T1 will be the first pond in the Tiber Branch watershed under the EC Safe and Sound plan. At an estimated capacity of 22 million gallons, this project will more than double the stormwater retention capacity for historic Ellicott City. The first phase of this analysis is expected to be completed in fall of 2025, which will inform us of the total scope and cost of this project. The fifth and final pond, NC3, will serve the New Cut watershed, and this facility remains in the final design phase. As we have continued to push forward on this critical infrastructure, we have also made progress in enhancing historic Ellicott City's outdoor spaces while preserving its charm. A defining aspect of our EC Safe and Sound plan is the preservation of as much historic architecture in Ellicott City as possible. Through our efforts, we have saved and are advancing efforts to renovate 6 buildings that would have otherwise been demolished under the prior administration's plan. This includes the iconic Kaplan's Building at 8125 Main Street. Exterior and interior renovations will continue this work as we work to return the Kaplan's Building to use. We have also secured design approval for our Historic Preservation Commission for facade improvements to 8095 Main Street, which is nearby. By bringing these buildings back to life, we will continue to activate historic Ellicott City for businesses and visitors alike, creating the momentum needed to ensure the long-term success of our community. Through a careful review process of deconstructing our 4 buildings on Lower Main, we were able to preserve many character-defining elements, including railings, cornices, as well as historic materials such as stone and brick for reuse in the district. The deconstruction of these 4 buildings has enlarged the area into what is now Tiber Park. This newly expanded space has created the opportunity for community gathering and recreation, activating Lower Main Street with visitors during major events such as Halloween, Main Street Music Fest, and Midnight Madness. The inviting open-air space, complete with turf, seating, planters, and lighting, is in the transitionary phase. And once the Maryland Avenue Culverts project is complete, Tiber Park will then progress to final construction to make permanent improvements to the outdoor space that creates areas for visitors, residents, and businesses to enjoy. In late June of 2024, we gathered to break ground on the extended North Tunnel project. This event was the culmination of nearly 6 years of planning and funding, the largest public works project in Howard County history. When complete, this mile-long tunnel, stretching from the west end to the Patapsco River, will funnel water away from Main Street directly to the river. The 18-foot diameter structure will have the capacity to channel water at a rate of 26,000 gallons per second. And I'm pleased to share that this project is progressing on schedule. As you see, the sun is shining just as I say that. Behind me, you see the massive excavation site featuring a crater-sized hole. 6 days a week, the expert team at Kiewit Trailer are constructing the shaft through which the tunnel boring equipment will enter. This complex work involves controlled blasting to crack and carefully extract the rock that lies just below the surface. And our team has been coordinating closely with neighbors to alert them of these blasts to address questions as they arise. Our 300-foot-long tunnel boring machine, known as Rocky, is scheduled to arrive here in the fall of 2025. It will begin excavation through solid granite about 150 feet below the surface, all the way to the Patapsco River. Some said it was too complex, some said it could not be done. And together we have taken a bold step toward enhancing the safety and resilience of Ellicott City through this extraordinary effort. Due to this incredible effort of this team, we hope to cut the ribbon on this transformational project in the fall of 2027. Our EC Safe and Sound plan is aggressive. It is only through partnership that we have made immense progress that we highlight today. Our partners at the Maryland Department of Energy Emergency Management informed us in December of a $20 million award for resilient Maryland low-interest loans across 4 of our EC Safe and Sound projects. Specifically, the North Tunnel, Maryland Avenue Culverts, and the T1 and NC3 ponds. In the late fall, we received notice of an $18.1 million commitment from Maryland's Department of the Environment from the Water Quality State Revolving Loan Fund that will provide continued support to the extended North Tunnel project. This funding will help ensure the delivery of this critical infrastructure. And as we look forward to the coming fiscal year, we recognize the budget limitations faced by the state of Maryland and changes in federal leadership that may challenge our efforts to secure additional resources necessary to advance new projects toward construction. I want to thank our congressional representatives for continuing advocacy on behalf of our community and supporting essential projects like this, particularly in challenging times. I want to thank our state partners, especially the governor's team and his secretaries and our delegation. We have Delegate Courtney Watson here today for their unwavering support and strong advocacy. I want to thank our local leaders like our county council, and I see Council Member David Youngman here, for continuing to work together on this issue. And I want to thank the community and the businesses for your resilience, for your heart, for being an example for the rest of the world about how we can move forward together. For more than 250 years, Ellicott City has stood at the center of economic opportunity and community character. And we cannot replicate this place, its architecture, its people, its charm. Howard County is committed to preserving historic Ellicott City through the promise of these investments. And together we will demonstrate that building climate resilience for historic and flood-prone areas is not only achievable, but it can be done in a way that preserves and uplifts communities. We will continue to push these monumental projects forward until Ellicott City is the exemplar for our country. And one day, we will look back on the choices that we make today and realize that this commitment today to ensuring historic Ellicott City remained a vibrant place to live, work, play, grow, and thrive for all generations set the standard for our future. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive Ball. Before we break, I'd like to recognize a couple additional folks in the crowd today. The team at Kiewit Trailer is here. Thank you for your leadership on this project. A little closer to the mark. Okay. Our representatives from Council Chair Liz Walsh's office, Wendy Royalty, is here. David Youngman, of course, who was recognized earlier. Jessica Clayton with the Office of Senator Van Hollen is here. Eva Lewis with the Office of Representative Sarah Elfreth is here. And Mike Hinson, the Chief Resilience Officer for the State of Maryland, is here with us today. I'd also like to recognize our partners at Ellicott City Partnership, Sharon Christensen and Julia Sanger. Thank you also for being with us, as well as our directors and various leadership of the Department of Public Works, Office of Community Sustainability, and other departments. Before we break, we will take some Q&A from media, and when we wrap up, there will be a press release with a media kit for all of our media partners, and the media is welcome also to take photos from within the roped area after our event here. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you, and bless Ellicott City. Thank you.